Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is our ongoing series called Alma Insights, and today we're going to be talking about models for setting up circulation desks. This is Yoel Kortic, Senior Librarian at Ex Libris. And a few administrative matters before we begin. I'd like to point out that you can get all of the Alma Insights series here on our YouTube channel. I'm at youtube.com, user Ex Libris Limited, searching for Alma Insights. You can find that also just by searching Alma Insights, not even within the Ex Libris YouTube channel, but within the YouTube channel, you'll have a better filter. Also, we've got the Alma Insights page here, which has also from here recordings of previous sessions and information on the upcoming sessions, including registration information. And just in case somebody doesn't have this, I will send this out in the chat. Those of you watching this video via YouTube will see a link to the Alma Insights page here within the description of the YouTube channel. Excuse me, within the description of the video. So let's begin. One more administrative matter, One more matter is you can also get the presentation, which I'm looking at right now. You can get that on the Alma Insights page, and you can also get it here on this page. I'm going to send out the link here as well. Under the fulfillment section, a session here on setting up circulation desks, models for setting up circulation desks right here, and I'll send out the link to this page. So that covers the administrative matters. And now let's begin with the actual session. So we'll be briefly going back and forth between the PowerPoint and Alma. Primarily will be in Alma, but there's some things we want to point out via the PowerPoint. These are the topics we'll be discussing. First of all, how to access the circulation desk configurations. Then we're going to look at a circulation desk, which is purely a circulation desk, meaning it does circulation activities, loans, returns, scans in items that have a physical item hold request, things of that nature. Then we'll look at one which is both a circulation desk and can do acquisitions receiving. And then we'll look at one which can function as both a circulation desk and a digitization department. Then we'll look at a circulation desk which can also register new users, and a circulation desk which can accept payments for fines. If there are any questions along the way, feel free to jump right in and send in your question. I see Jodith has joined us. Welcome, Jodith. And let's talk now about accessing the circulation desks. So, let's just go into Alma and start doing it. So to access a circulation desk for configuration purposes, we go into configuration. I'm clicking on the bottom left here for configuration. And now you'll see I do not have a link to the circulation desks. If I click fulfillment, I don't see a link to the circulation desks. I have many other options, but I don't have a link to the circulation desk. In order to get a link to the circulation desks, we need to choose a library. And that's because the circulation desks are attributed to a library. One library per circulation desk, and then there can be multiple locations, but one library. So for example, if I choose here the main library, and now I click fulfillment, now I have a different menu than I had before, and I've got a link directly to the circulation desks. Again, when this was by default on the level of the institution, the configuring part on the top left, then I don't have a link to the circulation desks. In order to get a link to the circulation desks, we need to choose a library. I choose the main library. Now I have a link to the circulation desks. Before we start talking about all of the different configurations of the circulation desks, first we need to know how to access the area where the desks can be configured. So that's accessing the circulation desks. And what I see here are all of the circulation desks of, in this case, the main library. One library can have many, many circulation desks. However, each circulation desk is attributed to one library. So if we take a look, for example, here at the main circulation desk, and say edit. So these are the various configurations. We're going to be talking about some of these. We're going to be talking, for example, about supports registering new users. We'll be talking about the payment information. We'll be talking about supports digitization. We're also going to be talking about work order types as part of the circulation desk. Also within the circulation desk, what we won't be covering specifically today, but a very important part of the circulation desk is the physical locations. These are the locations from which an item can be checked in, meaning returned, or checked out. Or reshelved, meaning it's not going to go into transfer to another library and or location. So that covers accessing the circulation desks. Let's give a brief look here just to make sure we covered everything. So let me go down on this. Okay, so accessing, we went to the configuration menu. On top where it says configuring, we chose a specific library, and then we were able to get the circulation desk. This is exactly what we saw. And then we clicked edit and we went into the circulation desk. So now let's talk about a circulation desk, which is just circulation. Sounds basic, but because a circulation desk can do so much more, there are also some which do only circulation. And the reason someone may want a circulation desk to do more than only circulation is because otherwise the user would need up here on the top to switch around to different locations. For example, if I have a circulation desk which does circulation only, and I as a staff user often do circulation and receive items from acquisitions, if I have a circulation desk, which is circulation only, every time I want to go do something else in acquisitions, I would need to switch locations here, for example, and then choose the acquisitions department and then do the things for acquisitions. And then if somebody comes and wants to loan or I want to return an item, then I would need to switch again to a circulation desk. So that would be a reason why I may not want to have a circulation only circulation desk. However, if the staff user only does circulation, I may want to set up a desk for that staff user or those staff users which does only circulation. So that's what we're looking at now. Does only circulation. So I'm now in the main library second floor circulation desk. That's the name of my desk. And if I come into the configuration again, let's take a look at that one. I'm already configured at the main library. Here's my circulation desk, and let's look at this second floor circulation desk. It says here under work order types that there's acquisitions, technical services, and patron digitization request. I'm going to get rid of both of those. We're going to talk about what these do in the next step. Right now, I have no work order types. And also in the general details, just to make this purely a circulation only desk, I'm going to also say it doesn't support digitization. Okay, so that's my second floor circulation desk. Again, it has no work order types. We're going to talk about what those do in a moment. And I don't support digitization. I'm a pure circulation only. Now, I have another one for comparative purposes called main circulation desk. And if we look at the main circulation desk and we go into the work order types, it has acquisitions technical services. So just to put everything in perspective here, so we're not jumping back and forth and going all the time to look, we have, I'm going to put it in here, we have a desk. I'll make this a little larger. We have a desk called the second floor circulation desk, and it has no work order types. And then we have another one called the main library circulation desk, and it has, among others, a acquisition technical services work order type. Let's see what that means when we're in Alma. Let's see what happens now using both of these. Now, because I changed the second floor circulation desk, I'm going to log out and log in just to ensure that I'm getting the latest latest details. So I'm going to log out and log in. And now let's take a look. I'm in the second floor circulation desk. This is the one with no work order types. If now I decide that I want to receive some acquisitions items and I come to receiving and invoicing and I click receive, I can't receive and I get a message here on the top right, no acquisition department was selected. So I can't do anything now. The reason I see the link is because I have a role of a receiving operator. I have the relevant role, but I can't do anything here because, as it states, no acquisitions department was selected. So if I want to do acquisitions receiving here, I would need to switch desks and choose either a library, a circulation desk that supports acquisitions, or go directly to an acquisitions department. Now I'm switched to the acquisitions department. Now, as you see, I can receive new material. I see items that need to be received, and I don't get an error message. That's because I was using the second floor circulation desk, which has no work order types. Now, on the other hand, if I were to switch to the main library circulation desk, which does have a work order type called Acquisition Technical Services, let's do that. So I'm still at a circulation desk. Let's go get it. Main library's main circulation desk. So here I can also receive new material. I'm in the receive new material, and even if I were to go directly from the menu, I have no problem doing that. And I can also at the same time do regular circulation, such as manage patron services. Okay, now, before we stop for questions, let's take let's take this second floor circulation desk, which right now I cannot do acquisitions, and let's make it so I can do acquisitions. Again, right now, if I say acquisitions receive, while I'm at the circulation desk, I get a message, no acquisitions department was selected, and I have no records were found. However, let's go change that situation. I'm going to go over to the configuration, and I'll choose here main library, fulfillment, circulation desks. Here's my second floor circulation desk. We'll edit this. We'll go to work order types, and now I'm going to add a work order. And the work order which I'm going to add is acquisitions technical services. work order time. We'll save that for a session which will be devoted to work order types. It's how long we expect it to remain in a department, but we're not going to go into the details of the work orders right now. Suffice to say, my circulation desk here is supporting a work order type. I will save that. And by the way, all of the work order types, you can see if you go to work order types. So we just did acquisitions technical services, which is right here, and these are all of my work order types. This is the work order types that we can add to the circulation desk. So now let's give it a try. Now that we've added a work order type for acquisition technical services to the circulation desk, let's see what's going to happen now. I'm going to sign out and sign in so I get the latest definitions of that circulation desk. And we'll choose main library second floor circulation desk. And now, if we say acquisitions receive, we don't get an error message and we can start receiving items. Let's just check the PowerPoint and make sure what we did is what we explain here. So, like I stated, the staff may be working at the circulation desk and we may not have a need for them to do acquisitions to receive items, or they may also be receiving items. When there is no work order types, we saw that you can't do acquisitions receiving. When we did receive, we got this message. So we made a circulation only circulation desk. Then we came along and we changed that circulation desk so that it could also receive items. So now it's a circulation and acquisition circulation desks. And we stated here that the use case for this may be that one staff employee, one staff user, may be working on circulation, and in between circulation activities may also be receiving items, or at least checking the receiving departments, checking what items need to be received, needs to access the receiving workbench, as it's called. So instead of needing to switch desks all the time, we make one desk which includes the work order type. We edited the circulation desk just like this. We added a work order just like this. We added the acquisitions technical services just like this. And then when we came in and we chose receive, we no longer got the error message and we could receive items. I'm going to stop here and see if there's any questions on that, because now we covered a nice amount. Are there any questions or comments on that? I see Yiran joined us. Hello, Yiran. Any questions or comments from anybody? No questions or comments. Okay, everybody's still with me? Everybody still hear me all right? Just somebody send in a chat and say, yes, we hear you. Just want to make sure there's no questions because everything's understood. Okay, thanks. Somebody said they hear us. Okay, let's move on. So now a situation with a digitization department. Let's say that we have a digitization request. I'm going to make a digitization request. I will do a physical items search for lean out Foster. Okay, so here I've got an item. Item is in place. If I were to come now and make a request and make this a staff digitization request, I need to choose the managing department. In the managing department, I have one option, which is the main circulation desk. So I'm going to say now, When making a staff digitization request, just so we can compare before and after, when making a staff digitization request, the only managing department which appears is main library circulation desk. Okay, and you'll have to excuse my very poor spelling. And let's go take a look now. We're going to change this so that the second floor circulation department can also manage staff digitization requests. Maybe there's a scanner up there and there's staff who can scan in articles, books, whatever it is, create the digitization representation file, etc. So now we want to make the second floor circulation desk also appear. And we'll say this right now does not appear. Okay, so let's go take a look at what we're going to do. We'll go into that circulation desk. I'm going to go here to configuration. We're not going to complete the digitization request right now. We're going to add another department here, configuration, and choose the main library or whichever library we want, but we already know that to get to the circulation desks, we need to choose a library and not the institution. So then we'll say fulfillment circulation desks, and we'll go to the second floor circulation desk. We'll say edit. And now we're going to check here. Digitization department supports digitization, and again, work time. I'm going to say work time 3 days, just for the fun. Okay, so now we're making the second floor circulation desk supports digitization. Okay, and I always like to log out and log in when I change the circulation desk. I'm not going to say it's mandatory, but I prefer to do it. Okay, now let's go through the same flow. Now that we've checked supports digitization. So we checked supports digitization for the second floor circulation desk. And let's see what's going to happen now. We're going to search again for physical items for lean out Foster. Create that request. Make it a staff digitization request. Go to the managing department, and now we do have the second floor circulation desk. Let's go through the whole flow here. So now I can choose this circulation desk as a digitization department. And let's continue here. That's about it, because I'm not saying it's a partial digitization, so that means I can do the whole thing. I don't need any patron information because this is a staff digitization request. So the request has been successfully submitted. That's the barcode AU44529. We're going to remember that, AU44529. And I'm ready to go. I'll just even copy it here. So now, while I'm at the second floor circulation desk, as you can see here, we're going to scan in that item. Fulfillment, scan in items, scan it in. And there we go. We see on the bottom that it's a staff digitization request. There was a couple of ways now to handle that from here. I'm going to go to the manage and process items, the link on the top. And we can do whatever we'd like from here, whatever process status. scan it in from here, work as a digitization department. There's our request. And I'll pretend I already scanned it in now. I have a PDF. I've scanned the item. I'll go to the next step and add the digital inventory. So now I have an actual PDF. I'll upload that PDF, add files, and there it is, lean out full scan. I added the file and save. So now we're all done here. We're completed. We're still at the main library second floor circulation desk. I'm going to scan that in at the circulation desk because now we're complete. And it's reshelve. So if we were to look at that item now, lean out Foster, the item is in place. It's awaiting reshelving because we have reshelving time. That's another story. So item is in place. And the request is done. The main point here is a staff user was able to remain at the main library second floor circulation desk and do the whole process of the managing the digitization request without needing to switch desks. If that circulation desk that we're in now did not support digitization, then he or she would have needed to switch to a digitization department in order to do the digitization request. And what we've done here is make it that one circulation desk can do all the processes together. It can do acquisitions, as we saw, which is the receiving, and now it can also do digitization requests. And of course, it still has its original goal of being able to do the circulation. Let's go take a look at the PowerPoint and make sure we covered everything there. So this is what I stated before, that we want one user to be able to do both the regular circulation desk activities and the digitization department. We went to the general tab of the circulation desk. We checked the box supports digitization. This is how it was before. We changed it to be checked. We created a request. We made it a staff digitization request. We went to go choose the managing department, and we did have the second floor circulation desk. That's after we changed it, if you recall. We created the request. We saw that the request was made. We scanned in the item. We saw that it's really a staff digitization request. We went to the manage and process items in the digitization department, went to the next step, added the digital inventory with the PDF, scanned in the item when we were done, and everything was completed. I didn't show that the actual digital file was created, but I'm sure you believe it. But let's even go take a look. If we say here, either all titles, or I can go to digital, and we say lean out Foster. So now you can see we've got the digitization, the digital as well. Okay, let me stop and see if there's any questions. I'm going to go to the chat here. Okay, still no questions. I hope that's because everything's clear. No questions from anybody. Okay, everybody still hears me all right? Okay. Let's go on. So now let's talk about a circulation desk that can register new users. And let's take a look at our main library second floor circulation desk for starters. So we'll go into the configuration and to the library, the main library, and to fulfillment. Here's the circulation desks. And let's take a look at the second floor circulation desk. We'll edit that second floor circulation desk. And there's a checkbox here, supports registering new users. Right now, it is not checked. So if a patron comes to the desk now with an item, I'm at the second floor circulation desk. Let's make sure I'm still at the second floor circulation desk. Yes, I am. And a patron comes in, wants to loan an item, and I access the managed patron services and I say, can you give me your student card? I want to scan it in, or what is your ID? He's not in the system. I can't do anything here. I can't register him or her. It would be an internal user, by the way. I can't register the user. There's no button here. You see, there's no button here to register a user. In fact, I'm going to take a little picture here just so we can compare the before and after. So here, this is our picture. There's nothing here stating that I have a way to register a new user. So let's change that and make it so we can register a new user. So we'll say, again, configuration. We'll go to the circulation desk. We'll edit the circulation desk, and this time we're going to check supports registering new users and save. Now, as we've done before, let's log out and log in. So we'll say sign out, sign in. Now we do the same thing, manage patron services. Now we can register a new user. We have go to return items, and we have register new user. And if we go to our old screenshot, we had only go to return items. So now we can register a new user. If we click that, we get the form to register a new user. Let's take a look at the PowerPoint and see if we covered everything on that. Okay, we stated it might be that a patron comes to the desk, he's not yet registered, and someone wants to loan him an item. So if they can first enter the user, it would make things a lot easier. We saw that originally it wasn't checked and there was no option to add a new user. Then we came and we checked it, and then we saw that we could register a new user, and we saw the form. Are there any questions or comments on that regarding the registration of a new user? Anybody? Let's just do one more check there. If one of the attendees could just say, yes, I hear you. Anybody? Yiran, you hear us okay? Sabine, you still hear us all right? Anybody? Yes, both people hear me. Great. Okay, so let's go on. The last item we want to show is a circulation desk which can accept payments. So let's go grab a user here. First let's look at our configuration. Back to the library, main library, and fulfillment and circulation desks. And we're going to take the second floor circulation desk, and we're going to say here, there's a section called payment information. We're going to uncheck the cache, and now no payment information is selected. And let's save that. And now let's sign out and sign in. Get a fresh system in here. And let's take a patron here, fulfillment, manage patron services. And this patron, by chance, has an active balance of 40 euro, but I have no link here to pay any of it. Let's take a picture of that just so we can compare the before and after. And we're talking about right here, it says 40 euro and no option to pay. Now we're going to come back to the circulation desk, choose the library, choose the circulation desks, edit the circulation desk, and now we'll say we can take cash or a credit card. Save. And now we'll go back in. And we'll manage patron services again. Now I have an option to pay. Here's what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like now. Now I have an option to pay. I can click pay and say how much do they want to pay. I see the two options that I put in there, and I can do the payment. I'm going to say cancel here. So that's making a circulation desk that can also handle payments. Let's go make sure we're covered on that we included all of the information. So again, here I show two examples. The first show example where it is not, second one where there is defined to accept payments. That is what we saw the first time. We had nothing checked here in the payment information. We had the 40 euros for our patron. Then we chose an option in the payment information, and then we saw that we were able to pay. Are there any questions or comments on that? I'm going to go over to the chat and see. No questions or comments? Okay, so that brings us to the end of the session. Thanks everybody for joining us, and this will be posted, the video will be posted to our Knowledge Center and to YouTube, and we'll let you know when that happens, and we already saw how we can do a search on the YouTube channel and find them. Thanks a lot everybody, and have a nice day.